Hi guys, and welcome to The Batch Lady, where I show you how to make fast, simple homemade meals that you can make in advance, put in your freezer and use whenever you want. In fact, you can put them in your fridge or your freezer, but it's about getting organised in advance. This is a really quick video because at the moment it's March 2020 and we're in the UK and there's lots going on about the coronavirus, and I don't plan on jumping on the bandwagon with it all, but one thing I notice is there's tons of things coming up on Facebook about people bulk buying toilet rolls and cleaning products and everything sort of disappearing out the shops. So because if you are a batcher and you're into being organised, or you live in the middle of nowhere like I do, and you quite often end up being isolated because of the weather, like it's snowing outside today, then I get used to living in a way that I know that I can feed my family for a few weeks without having to leave the house. So I have some top tips for you if you end up with the kids off school, yourself off school, off of work, and you're going to not be able to get to the shops. Okay, right. So one of the main things that everybody knows is, of course, to buy some tins. So tin beans, tin soup always goes very well. They're the easy ones to do, okay? But there's more to it that you can also do as well. And in a minute, we're going to go through meals. But at the moment, I'm just going to talk about little things that you can buy. So pasta is a great staple ingredient for your store cupboard. It's brilliant to have, as is a few jars of pesto. And you can get red pesto and beetroot pesto, so you can buy a couple of different ones. I always make fridge pasta, so I just make this at the beginning of the week. And I make a different one at the beginning of each week. Let it cool, put it in your fridge. It's only got pasta and just some pesto, or maybe some tomato sauce if I was going to do that, okay? Because it's not got any vegetables or meat that will go off, it'll last 5 days in your fridge. What you can do is, if you've got kids at home, is have them just scoop it out and heat up what they want. So really easy, quick lunch, okay? If you want to just have an easy extra in that you can grab, is to do some fridge pasta that lasts 5 days. Really good, I would say, go and get some baked potatoes and some sweet potatoes. They'll last a few weeks in your house, so they make a really easy meal as well, especially if you've got a tin of beans or something like that. When you're cooking a meal and you're using your oven, you can simply just put them in, and so you have oven crisp potatoes. Leave them to cool, put them in your fridge. Then when you want them, you can take them out 10 minutes in the oven and they're going to crisp back up, so you'll have a really nice baked potato. But they'll also last a long time in your house, so really worth having. I would also say go and make sure, I would clear out your freezer. I would use some of it and make some space, and I would have a bit of space in your freezer for some frozen veg and some frozen fruit. So even if things run low in the shops, or you can't get to the shops for whatever reason, you can feed your family a balanced diet. You've got your frozen veg, you've got some frozen fruit that you can make smoothies, you can just defrost it and they can just eat it as is. You can make it into a crumble, anything like that, but you've still got fruit and veg that you can use. And the same applies for herbs. You can buy frozen herbs, so you can get garlic and dill, and so if you don't have fresh, or you can't get fresh, you can certainly use frozen and they work just as well, okay? Another top tip is yogurts, okay? Buy yourself some yogurts and put them in your freezer. The yogurts freeze great. You can half defrost them and have them like ice cream, so they're a really low fat alternative to ice cream, or you can defrost them fully and just have them as yogurt. So if you buy a big lot of yogurts and you want them to last a long time, throw some in the freezer. Okay, in terms of bread products, which do go off quite quickly, bagels, bread, just get yourself an extra loaf of bread, throw it in the freezer, along with, I would just use a pint of milk. I just don't have a little pint, but a pint of milk freezes really well. Freeze it on its side so it sits like that. It allows more airspace for expansion, okay? Not completely on its side, but just a little bit. And then you've always got bread and milk, because you can always have tea and toast, which is always really good. Crumpets, things like this, freeze perfectly, so they'll last a long time in the freezer. Just take them out, they defrost really quickly. In here I've got crumpets and bagels, because when you buy them, you buy a pack of 8 or 6 at a time, and we never eat that many, so I always half it and put it in. And remember, all these bags can be reused and washed, so don't worry about that. Freezable sandwiches. Sandwiches freeze great. You don't want to put salad or anything like that in it, but cheese and ham, brie and cranberry, chicken, sliced chicken, peanut butter and jam, anything like that, freezes really well, really worth giving a go, okay? You can take them out, you can make them into toasties, or you take them out in the morning and have them as normal sandwiches, okay? So that is my top tips of things to get in, and now we're quickly going to look at meals. Okay, for anybody that follows me on The Batch Lady, you will know that everything that I do is freezable, okay? So all the meals are freezable. And I just want to show you, don't panic when I'm talking about freezer stuff if you guys don't usually use your freezer, you don't have a big freezer. A 3-drawer freezer is all you need. In here is 2 weeks worth of homemade meals, okay? And I just want to show you what I do. They're frozen flat, so they take up not very much room, then they defrost quicker. So these are pasta sauces that have everything in them, okay? So I've got a veggie packed one here, I've got a luxury cheese, and here I've got cheese, mushroom and bacon. Freeze them really flat. It means if you can't get out to the shops, everything is already in here. You've already made it. It's got your onion and your bacon and your mushrooms and your chicken or whatever else, and it's all in. So if you've only got pasta, at least if you've got a few of these, you're making a proper homemade meal, and they take up no room in your freezer. So pasta bags are very good, okay? You can make things with ready rolled pizzas like calzones and extra pizzas. Chicken and leek pie I've got in here, and I just have it down at the bottom here is a little thing of puff pastry, so you don't have to freeze a big pie. This is just the filling, and then I'm just going to put the puff pastry over the top when I want it, defrost them both together, put it into your dish, and you've got a pie ready to go. Fish pie, which takes 6 minutes from the cookbook, really easy, can go in straight from frozen. You can feed a whole family, it's already got all your veg in it, so things like that are good. Then we've got your usual spaghetti bolognese and your curry. I've got some salmon and ginger fillets here that are already in all the sauce that you could just serve with some rice. And then there is some tray bakes as well, which is always nice to have if you're stuck in the house, you've got the kids in the house, nice to have a little bit of sweet stuff. You can just take out however many you want, wait about 30 minutes and they will be defrosted. So you don't need a lot of freezer space to do this, okay? So what I would recommend is this week, if you are doing your weekly shop, choose some meals that you usually always make sure that they're freezable, and double up, okay, and put a double one in the freezer just in case we end up with not very much in the shops, or you end up that you can't get out. You know that you're a bit more organised. I hope that has helped alleviate any worries, and I wish you all well. Take care, bye.